Prime earning years. Your prime earning years, my prime earning years, somebody who's close to you as it relates to our career. It's a story, it's a thought. You probably have thought about it, and you may have talked about it a couple times in your life. I've talked about it a couple times in my life, but I'm here to share today that I don't think that belief in that story, your prime earning years, really serves us well in today's world, in today's market at all. And I'd like to debunk it a little bit. And by the way, if you have a different view, or if you feel that it does serve you well or does serve us well, I'm very open to hearing. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. But again, I'm going to challenge that notion because I think it's a story that no longer has a place in today's world. So last week I did an event. I was at a workshop. I did a workshop, and afterwards I was talking with some of the attendees, and one gentleman was speaking with me about where he's at and how he's arrived there and what he's planning to do, some of the things he has running through his head, and I was drawing more out of him. And he eventually said and brought up, well, I'm in my prime earning years, so I need to. And that jumped right out at me when he said that. So, I let him talk for a moment. I'm in my prime earning years, so I need to take this to the next level, or I need to figure this out. And I said, okay. When he finished, I was like, all right, wait a minute. Tell me a little bit more about this, and what does prime earning years mean to you? So he shared that. And then I said, okay, I just heard everything you said, and thanks for sharing with me. And I wasn't trying to make him feel bad at all. I wanted to challenge in him and help him think about things a little bit differently. So then I said, so who defines your prime earning years? What does that even mean? Like when you're telling me about your prime earning years, who defines that? Says who? And he didn't have an answer right away, and I understand that. Again, he wanted to think and process that, but let's cut right to the chase. This is a story and a belief that we're conditioned to fall under or believe because it's talked about so frequently in magazines, on CNBC, in classes, in our workplace, amongst friends, amongst family members. It's just something we've been conditioned to believe. Now, I think that this was pretty relevant 20 and 30 years ago. And in fact, I would say it probably was even relevant as recently as 10 years ago. That from, let's just say, early to mid 30s to your later 40s or 50-ish, or maybe early 50s, you could make a case for those being your prime earning years, but not any longer, not in today's world. Today's world, with one of these, like this phone that I'm holding right now, there are no limitations. And it's more than limitations and gatekeepers or the lack thereof. There's a lack of gatekeepers and limitations in today's world. And it's not just technology, it's just opportunity. This world offers, we all offer a lot more in today's world now. It's not just a few stores, a few banks, a couple of restaurants, and a barbershop. There's a ton of companies, businesses, products, and services, which you all know. A lot of you are involved with many of those. So, but it's not just the opportunity and the technology, it's about this. This is one of the biggest points I'd like to share. It's you are the value that you create for others. You are the ability to solve problems for other people. You are the ability to make life better, to help people get what they want. So if you think that prime earning years is something that should be dictating or driving your decision making, your choices, and your career path and your trajectory, please, no, I want to squash that. It's not that. It is not, I have to do X between the ages of 34 and 52. It's that I have to continuously up my value and solve problems for people so that I will get fair value in return, so that I'm making an impact, so that I'm making a difference in this world. That's what matters. And there's no age limitation to that. Okay, so maybe a little bit later in life, if the circumstances are a little bit, I'm talking, 80, 85, 90. But there's no reason that any person well into their 60s and 70s can't be making a difference in providing value to others and getting fair value in return in today's market, in today's world. And I would like, if anybody wants to challenge that, I would love to hear specific examples because I think it's doable. In fact, I know it's doable because I know and see people every day, most online, of course, but I have met some people like this too, who are making a hell of an impact. So what's stopping you? Get the story, and I did say, of course, very nicely and appropriately, but very clearly to this guy I was talking, smart guy, really good guy, clearly very, very smart. I'll just say this, he's got a psychology and an accounting and finance background. He's a smart guy, and he was really good to talk to. And he's got a bright future no matter what, and I told him this, but I said, dude, get the whole prime earning years story out of your head, because it's not going to serve you well, all right? And you do the same. If you're thinking about your prime earning years, to a degree, all right, so it's kind of a harmless thought if it's just, you're time boxing a couple things. But if you're letting that dictate or drive your actions and behaviors and your decision making, no, time out, don't do that. You don't have those kind of limitations anymore, not in 2019, all right? So again, I'm open to a contrasting point of view, but I strongly believe this. I see it. It's going to take a lot to change my mind on it. Listen, you know how old I am? Well, some of you do. Not everybody does. I'm 47 years old. Yep, I'm 47. Now, I don't spend a second of my time, not a second, thinking or worrying about my prime earning years. Not a second, because it doesn't serve me well and it never will. I don't give a you-know-what about what age I am. You know what I care about? Am I providing value to other people? You should be doing and thinking along those same lines if you're not already. All right, I hope you found this helpful. Find me online anytime, at Scott Stoltz on Instagram. Comment, follow me, email me. I'd love to hear your thoughts or questions on this or any other topic. Thanks for listening. Bye.